What a film. What a film. Yo guys, I'm the current and today we're about to do Spider-Man No Way Home movie review. And guys, I know I'm super late, man. I'm super late. I only just watched the film on the 26th, Boxing Day. The film came out like nearly 2 weeks ago now. Came out on the 15th. So yeah, man, this is gonna be a full spoiler review, and bro, like if you ain't seen the movie, it's calm. But yo, by now everyone must have seen it. Yeah, I gotta still give my movie review because I had to wait. And you know the best part is I avoided every single spoiler. I didn't even know anything now going into the film. I only watched 2 trailers, the main 2. I didn't watch no TV spots, no nothing. So it was the best experience. But my cinema was so dead because man went in Boxing Day, so everyone had seen it. So yeah, there was no like loud hype, everyone going mad and shit. So, I kind of wish I went first day, but there was so much like stuff I needed to do. I was super busy, I couldn't go, and I had to wait until like Christmas in it, and then like get all the family together and watch it then. But hey, we've seen it now, so let's jump right into the review. What I want to say. Oh, where should we start? Where should we start? Oh God. Right, first off, I gotta say, congrats, man, to everyone in it. All the acting in it, all the actors, all the villains, all the Spider-Men, fabulous. It was just so sick seeing them again. It was banging. But Sony, man, you let me down. I can't even lie. You did good, like with what you did, but you cut the runtime down, man. That's just one thing that's pissed me off. Because it was 2 hours 40 minutes. It was done. The movie was complete, and you cut 20 minutes out, man. You know that in that 20 minutes you cut out freaking Tom Holland's brother's scene. His scene got cut out. Don't know where that went. And I felt like there was so much more stuff that could have went in, just to make it a bit. You know, there was easy like fight scenes just trimmed out to shorten it. You know, from the final battle, I thought there was some stuff like cut out and shit. Like there was just like I bet there was another scene with like Toby and Andrew just talking that they just cut out and shit. You know what I mean? Like the film was done 2 hour 40, man. And they trimmed it down just to have the 2.5 hour. It's like, come on, man. Like, it was done then. Like, you needed that. That's annoying. But anyway, let's get into the film, innit? So, Peter Parker starts off. I thought it went quite fast paced, you know, like the first half an hour. It was all about the identity and stuff. You know, Flash was sick. It was funny as shit. Like him knowing, and he's like, yo, can you pick me up from school for a week? And yeah, that whole Flash shit I thought was really funny. So you know, you got Spider-Man coming down. You know, everyone thinks Mysterio's right. I wish Mysterio was actually in this movie. It would have been proper sick seeing him again, because we know he's alive, man. He ain't dead. He ain't dead, man. But that would have been sick to like clear it up at the end. Like, oh yo, Mysterio's alive. He's bullshitting, you know, or something like that. I did not see this coming though. The first fight scene of the film is the Doc Ock fight. I was like, yo, yeah, I thought it was gonna be like near like the second act of the film or something like that. Because everyone like when the set photos came out like ages ago, everyone was like, oh, it's the climax or something, like the final battle, like Doc Ock with Spider-Man and shit. Oh, there's a massive fight on the bridge. I was like, oh shit, and it was the first fight of the film. And I gotta say, I think this is, oh, I don't know yet, but like I think that fight might have been the best fight of the film. Bar the final, I don't know which one was better, but I feel like that's one of the best fights in the film. Like the whole Doc Ock versus, but when you got Doc Ock in a fight scene, you know it's banging, man, and it was just so sick. Iron Spider as well, so you got the other legs going at it. Yeah, it was pretty sick. Sick when he's like a nanotech and shit. But right, my favorite scenes in the freaking movie obviously was Andrew and Toby, but I'm just saying the villains, bro, because I'm a villain guy, man. Just seeing all the villains interacting with everyone was so dope, man. It was so dope. Right, when we get to like the next fight was the Electro fight. You know what I found so sick was Sandman being good for like at least like 2 minutes or something. Because at the end of Spider-Man 3 was my favourite Spider-Man film before this. But yeah, I know, man, it's Bully Maguire. She's like the OG for the memes and that. But bro, that film at the end, Sandman's like, yo, he's like chilling, they've forgiven Peter and everything. So then it makes sense. Like, it's mad that they carried it on, because I thought Sandman's just gonna come in, like, be a villain again. But nah, they made him good, because then it makes sense from the... Oh, I like what they did there. They made him good for a bit. Like, he's protecting Peter, but he doesn't even know like this Peter, you know what I mean? So then he's after... It makes sense why he's like gets mean as well, because he's like, I don't even know this Peter, and he's like about to smack him. puts him in the freaking prison thing. Electro's dope as you know what when Electro came up, because Electro's probably my favorite villain out of all these. Freaking his theme song came in again. It's like boom, boom, his theme song played, man, and yo, his theme song is just on another level, bro. I love listening to that thing, but and he came in blue again. He came in blue. I like what they did there. He was blue, and then they changed him into like the yellow version afterwards because of like the new multiverse thing. Oh, I like how they did that. That's how he changed it and shit. And then freaking yeah. So they beat up Electro, and then so you got all the villains talking. Like Green Goblin, he has his own dope ass scene. Oh no, wait. Let me get into this bit. I was kind of disappointed at this bit. Right, you have this sick scene, Green Goblin in OG suit and that. He appears for about 10 seconds and that's it. What the hell, man? Like, you put it in the trailers, like the whole Green Goblin bomb. And like, I thought there was going to be like another like 2v2 fight. But I thought Toby was going to jump in then with Spider-Man type. No, but you got Doc Ock and fucking Spider-Man. Doc Ock's defeated yet. I thought we might have get like a quick 1-2 with the OG Green Goblin, like throwing some Spider-Man. Tom Holland's one, like a quick, like 1-2, like maybe chuck one of the things, you know, like I hate those things, the spiky ones, maybe chuck a couple of them and he dodges them and then go through it. He just showed up and he went, bro. It's like, damn, we didn't get to see like the full Green Goblin for that long, but hey, we got to see loads of him afterwards anyway with the whole new stuff anyway. So it is what it is. The best part, man. Oh. One of my favourite parts, all the villains talking about the movies, man. It was so sick just seeing the villains like, yo, Norman's dead. Like, Doc Ock and Norman, I just loved that. That was my favourite thing in the whole thing. Because them two, like, know each other and shit. And it's so back in the day. And, like, this, because we never actually get to see him, like, interact in the Sam Raimi films. And we get to see it in this one. It's just so sick. Because they're both smart. It's just mad because they're both scientists. And, you know, freaking Lizard's a scientist as well. You know what I mean? Like, all the villains are actually smart. And, like, Electro, you know, he knows everything about the power grid and all electricity. Like, all the villains are actually smart as shit. Except from Sandman, he's just the only guy that's like a prisoner. He doesn't know what's going on. He's still, you know, Sandman, isn't it? But it's just kind of sick, them, like, you know, when afterwards and they're sorting out, like, making shit, like, because they're smart and then, you know, they can actually make the prohibited chip for Doc Ock. Yo, all that shit was so sick to see, man. Electro talking to Lizard, like, yo, do I die? He's like, yo, because Lizard doesn't actually die in Amazing Spider-Man, so he's calm. But he didn't know that because he didn't tell him, but then Max actually dies. Yo, the villains there just talking, and then Sandman coming in like, yo, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, you both die, man. It's not just Green Goblin, you both die. And he's like, Doc Ock's like, nah, I didn't die. Yeah, that whole shit. Yo, Doc Ock coming back from Spider-Man 2, because they didn't show him dying in Spider-Man 2. So they just, like, grabbed him. Obviously, we know kind of he died. But, yeah, they grabbed him from there. He's like, where's my power of the sun? I need all this. You know, he just comes back and he just wants his thing. He just came from where he picked up. You know, that I found that pretty sick as well. And going into it, you have Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, yo, he's a badass. But Spider-Man, I didn't think Spider-Man was gonna beat Doctor Strange, you know. But yo, Geometry, he did that, and like the mirror dimension got him, trapped his ass in there. Then he got out. It's pretty sick because then, you know, Spider-Man get to interact with everyone else. Because with Doctor Strange, I found that, you know, it made sense in the story and everything. And then we get to Spider-Man and the villains and that. How Green Goblin turned bad as well. Like the Spider Sense was like, yo, who is it? One of these villains is doing some shit. And then my Green Goblin pulled up out of Norman. Oh, that whole freaking part was mad. Yeah, and then, oh, shit. Doc Ock becoming good as well was pretty sick, you know, helping him out. Because, you know, at the end of Spider-Man 2, he basically became a good guy, innit? He was bad, and then, you know, oh, yeah, the villains forgetting how they died. Because he's like, oh, I had him. And then, I don't know what the hell happened. I had Toby in his throat, and then something happened. Like, they forget how the, like, Electro's like, yo, I had Spider-Man right there. And then something happened. You know, like, because they die in it. Oh, yo, it's pretty sick. And Doctor Strange was like, yo, if they die, they die. Like, bro, Tom Holland was like, nah, forget that. They're getting a second chance. Yeah, and then they made them, like, the thing where they're all good. Bro, I really like, Sandman and Electro, like, talking, like, yo, bro, he's going to turn us good, and we ain't going to let us do what we want. Sandman wants to go to his daughter. I wish we got a scene with like Sandman actually like following, because he went off in it. Like, by the time he went off, he could have visited his daughter or something. Like so much time passed by, you know, when he left the house and that. Like he could have went to like something, or they could have showed like a scene with his daughter, because they never like. We never got to see the daughter again, like in Spider-Man 3, because there was loads of deleted scenes and shit where he does see his daughter, but we never got to see it. It would have been cool if we saw the daughter like all grown up and shit, but it could have been like a quick like 30 seconds thing, you know what I mean? But they didn't get Flint Marko back anyway, like the actor, because you know they reused. Like, as soon as I saw it in the cinema, I was like, nah, wait, hold up. This is the same scene from Spider-Man 3, but they for a different like take and shit. I was like, yo, he didn't actually come back, but because I'm glad that he did the voice. Like the Lizard did the voice as well. They both did the voice, but I think like COVID and like they couldn't actually participate in the filming. But yeah, I saw it, you know, it makes sense why I couldn't see his daughter and shit. But yeah, that's what it is. So Green Goblin, man. So that thing in that house fight, he went mad. Like Spider-Man was this is the only time where we actually see Spider-Man, like Tom Holland's one, actually throwing hands, bro. He was like proper smacking Green Goblin, and he was just laughing. I found that so sick. It was some like Joker type thing. He was just there laughing his ass off while he's punching him. Because Green Goblin's actually like stronger than Spider-Man as well. Like because they're both like super strong. Green Goblin's like a tiny bit stronger than him. So he was like chucking him through freaking walls, like bro. Like he was just mad, and he wasn't even suited up. He just like Norman Osborn, just fucking. It's just funny looking at him. You know what I mean? I wish he had the suit on then, for prosthetic. But yeah, and then freaking Aunt May died, bro. Great power comes great responsibility. Like that whole shit was mad. And then, all right, when Andrew, let's talk about Andrew and Toby, man. Woo, that was kind of mad. They were in it a lot longer than I thought they were gonna be in it. But Andrew comes in, he's like, oh shit. Oh yeah, Daredevil was in it as well, but he's only in it for about 20 seconds. But it is what it is. Andrew coming in, man. He's the first one. He's like, bro, do I have to really show you? He has a long ass scene with them. I think he's in it for like the last half an hour in it. With them lot, he's like, I have to prove I'm Spider-Man. And all that shit. And then Toby comes in, he's like, wait, you're not the guy. And then they have a little like one-off thing. Like he's like, damn. Bro, what I thought was sick, right? Because they did so much fan service in this film. I feel like they did so much fan service, man. With the whole Toby with the freaking, he's got the normal shit just coming out of him. He doesn't even have like the web shooters in it. So them just talking about like, yo, how the hell do you do that? And it's like, where else does it come out? It's like, how does that even work? Yo, because everyone wants to see that shit, and then just like they actually did talk about that. It's just so lit, man. Just seeing them talk about that shit, and Toby's like, yo, I got it easy, man. You don't have to go through all this extra crap just to get your web shooters. It's so sick, man. It's just so sick. Toby was a G, man. Just like, yeah, because he's so much older and everything, like, just because we never got a Spider-Man 4, and there was Spider-Man 4 was about to happen and got cancelled. Just seeing Toby again, because Toby's my favourite Spider-Man, man. He was the best thing, and he just killed it. He was the best guy there. But I've got to say, Andrew did a sick job. Like, coming in with so much enthusiasm. He got to save Gwen. Bro, him saving Gwen, come on, that was pretty sick. He's like, I mean, he's not saving Gwen, he's saving MJ. Because he didn't get to save Gwen in it. So that was a really nice scene there. But that's a badass bit. And then, the whole final, you know, them, like, making a thing, talking to Ned, like, yo, my best friend died. And then you just got Andrew, like, looking like, yo, my best friend tried to kill me as well. I wish they both went. I wish Andrew was like, yo, was it Harry Osborn? It's like, yeah, Harry Osborn. So yeah, I wish they name dropped him. That would have been cool. But yeah, that scene was pretty sick. Ned was like, yo, this whole Ned Hobgoblin shit. I hate this theory. He's not gonna be. It's gonna be Jason, man. Like the OG Jason. Forgot his second name, but it's Jason. He's the freaking. It's like 30-year-old. He's Hobgoblin. Don't make freaking Ned Hobgoblin. I hate it when it's Harry and Ned being Hobgoblin, like the cartoons and shit. Like, forget that shit, because it's a shit storyline. You gotta have Jason, man, as Hobgoblin. Like, he's the only Hobgoblin, because he's the best one. Like, you gotta have like someone, you know, like the Green Goblin. He's like in his 40s and shit. You can't have some like freaking 20-year-old playing a freaking Hobgoblin, man. Like, forget that. That is the shittest thing. Like, that pisses me off when people talk about that. because it ain't gonna be Ned. It's just not. If they do it, it's gonna be shit anyway. But they gotta have Jason if they're gonna do Hobgoblin. But anyway, you know, from the animated series in the 1994 one. Anyway, let's get back to the movie. So we got freaking our whole like triple fight scene where we got Sandman, Lizard, Electro versus the three Spider-Man. Well, that's pretty sick. You know what else is sick? Peter Parker. Well, which one? Spider 1, 2, 3? Because how else are they gonna do it, man? Like, that's pretty sick. Seeing Sam Raimi's suit again, like Toby, I feel like I'm a bit picky, but like it's a bit too much CGI. You know what I mean? Like I like the old films because you can proper see like there's a lot of practicals in it, but I feel like you can clearly tell that most of it was like CGI and shit. I kind of wish they kind of went back and used like some of the old, kind of make it like proper. But kind of let it slide. It's one of those things, kind of have to let it slide because, you know, keep up to date with the century and shit. But, you know, Andrew Garfield's just looked like, you know, how it did in Amazing Spider-Man 2. He looked exactly the same. But it's because Toby hadn't seen in his suit for like 13 years, you know what I mean? So, fair enough. But, yeah, I really liked it when Max and Andrew having a conversation and shit, like, yo, Max, how you doing and all that. And he's like, yo, I'm Electro. He's like, I was hoping you would show up and all that shit when they're fighting. Because freaking Andrew's villains, like both of them were there. Him and Lizard is like, Connors, how you doing? He's like, yeah, Peter Parker. Yeah, and all that shit. And then you only had one, you had Sandman there. You didn't have any Tom's villains, but yeah, you had a Sandman. I can't remember, but did Toby have a conversation with Sandman? I didn't think Marco was just mad as shit, so he was just fine. He was the first one to go down anyway. And yeah, Lizard was next, and then Electro. And then freaking Doc Ock comes in to like help him with stopping Electro and shit. And then the Green Goblin coming in at last second with the freaking things. I wish they had another cool scene where, you know, Toby does the whole flip thing. Yeah, that would have been sick. But yo, he chopped off freaking Green Goblin. I mean, Doc Ock's arm, one of his arms. Like, damn, that shit is sharp as hell. But yeah, you had to. Spider-Man's arch nemesis is Green Goblin. So the fact that they had to stop him last, bro, Spider-Man, freaking Tom Holland was not giving a shit. He was throwing hands, man. He was like uppercutting, right hooking, like the shit out. He was punching the shit out of Green Goblin. I was like, because in the other villains that Tom Holland has to fight, he's never really throwing them hands. Like Vulture, can't really punch that thing because he's flying all the time. And like Mysterio, he's just a guy, so you know he's like all this illusion shit. We actually got to see Tom Holland just like throwing in, smacking the shit out of Green Goblin. Like I was like, damn, like he going all out. He was ready to kill him. And then Toby comes in, boom, stops it. There's the whole glider situation from Spider-Man 3, but this time it was Toby holding the glider, like trying to save Green Goblin. Instead, like before it was Venom with the glider, freaking Harry sacrificing himself, and then Toby beating that. This time it was Tom with the gun. Yeah, it was pretty sick how they did all that. And freaking damn, Green Goblin stabbed his ass. I was like, yo, if they killed Toby, it would have been the shittest film ever. But they didn't. He was like, damn, I've been through worse than this. There ain't nothing. And then they were hugging him. Oh yeah. The fact that they did my back scene, like, oh, my back is killing me. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is so, because that's like one of the biggest memes, just, my back. And then like Andrew helping him out, cracking his back. That shit was so lit that they put that in there. Like, so much fan service, man. Like, that scene was proper sick. That was dope ass to see. You know, freaking... Yeah, so back with the Green Goblin thing, like, Toby got stabbed, Spider-Man hugged it out, edit. But I feel like, it was a mad movie. Here's what I gotta say, it's my second favourite movie of all time. My first, if you guys know me, is Infinity War. I don't want to go too much into Infinity War, but just Infinity War is just an insane movie. Thanos, because I love my villains, man, and this is the movie where the villain wins. And you know, like with Spider-Man, yeah, I loved it. Just the fact that everyone's in it, you know what I mean? Like the villains interacting was so sick. But I feel like with every Spider-Man film, you've got that key mad fight scene in the standout fight scene. You know, with Spider-Man 1, you got like the carnival fight. The carnival. And then you got with this Spider-Man 2, you got the train sequence. Everyone loving that. Spider-Man 3, you got the final fight, the 2v2 Sandman, Venom versus Spider-Man, Harry. And with Amazing Spider-Man, you got the school fight with the lizard, standout one. With the Electro one, you got the Times Square fight. With Homecoming, you have what's the standout? Probably the ferry scene where the Iron Man saved it. That's probably the standout fight scene. Mysterio, that illusion scene. Come on, that whole thing was badass. And then with this one, I felt like didn't have that that whole fight scene, like the whole standout. Obviously, the whole final fight, but I feel like there was stuff cut out of that final fight, if you know what I mean, to trim down the runtime. I think there was some stuff cut out, but they didn't have that like, proper boosh, that fight. You know what I mean? Like, I think the closest thing to it was that Doc Ock fight, the first one. I think that was the most standout fight. I think, but they didn't have that. Oh, like, you know, with Infinity War, you got that Titan fight, man. The whole fight on Titan, like, oh, that was just amazing. You know what I mean? But I might be wrong, but it's just like that standout moment. You know what I mean? Maybe it is just the whole free Spider-Man fighting, but yeah, it is what it is, man. But even with the Tom Holland films, man, because even with the Vulture one, there wasn't really the biggest stand. Like the ferry is good, but it's not as good as, you know, freaking train sequence, or you know what I mean. But it is what I can't. Yeah. It's really picky stuff here. It's not like the biggest deal, but I'm just being picky. That's why Infinity War is the whole shit with Thor. You know, you got the best characters in it. Captain Marvel's not in it because she's an ass. All the best characters in that film. Even Spider-Man's in it. Spider-Man's role in Infinity War is so lit as well. Yeah, that's why Infinity War to me is just got. Obviously, like before Infinity War, was Spider-Man 3. Like that. The whole, you know, Bully Maguire and all that is god tier, man. That's like zero. That's like zero. Then first is Infinity War, and then second I gotta give it to No Way Home, taking that spot. But I gotta say, I wish one thing. We got a scene in the daylight with all three Spider-Man swinging, just a swinging scene. Because we got a scene at the end. I feel like that was a new scene though, because they had all the switch from the Christmas date. Because originally it was gonna be in summer, innit? So I feel like the whole scene with the final swing in Christmas, you had to make it like, because they had a few Christmas references in there. You know, when Doctor Strange doing the whole, had some Christmas song playing. But yeah, the whole final swing, the final scene in the movie was, you know, Christmas. I feel like, you know, if that was the summer, maybe we could have had like, you know, like in the broad daylight, maybe all three Spider-Man just swinging together or something, you know what I mean? Like that would have been proper sick. Also, the Christmas bit where they were fighting was the same as the Hawkeye finale. Also, I loved the Hawkeye show, man. Kingpin and all that. Yeah, that Hawkeye show was proper banging. Yeah, I feel like there's that, just one thing, just because that's obviously like reshoots or something, you know, just to add into the movie, the whole Christmas thing. But yeah, the new suit was pretty sick as well, red and blue. But just all the three Spider-Man swinging together. I feel like in the daylight, so we can actually see everything. Because we didn't even have like a nighttime one with like swing to the actual fight scene, like just all three of them swinging together. I thought that would have been like proper sick. Just standing on, not fighting any of the villains, just, you know, swinging through. Would have been really cool to see. But hey, Spider-Man No Way Home, man. It's just an amazing film. It's an amazing film. Like I need to see it again so badly. I got to see it again, second, third, fourth. Like, bro, it's just an insane film. Like, I love it. It's the best film, man. I gotta say, I gotta wrap up. I think that's basically everything I wanted to say. So this is the end of this video, guys. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. See you in a bit. Peace.